There's many different items you can start seeds in. That and a whole lot more coming up on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. I'm Joey Baird. This show is dedicated to the average gardener, simple home living, and using what you already have. When it comes to starting seeds, there's many different items that you can start seeds in. You can go to your local home and garden center and buy the trays to start them in, or you probably got some stuff at home that'll work just as well. We've got some examples here. Yeah, you can go, you've got a tray like this you can purchase at your home and garden center. It's got these little inflatable pellets in it. When you add water, it inflates and fills up water. It has peat moss and it has a little netting around it, and you just put your seed in, and you got the humidity dome that goes over top of it. And the nice thing about it is in the bottom here, you've got a reservoir that you can put water in and it'll leak up from the bottom. That's one option you can do. Another one is you can make your own tray. You can use soda cans. You can cut them in half, and you want to be careful. They don't have a drainage hole in the bottom, but you could drill a hole if you wanted to. And you can set them in a box, put dividers in it, and you can start seeds that way. You do want to be careful. There's sharp edges on the soda can, so if young ones are participating in this may not be the ideal route you want to go. Another option is just the old plastic containers that people throw out all the time. Now these we found alongside the road on junk day. People throw these out come early spring by the tons. You can just pretty much go down any street and pick some up. And we use ours year after year. And you can start larger plants if you just want to start a tomato plant in here and then transplant it once it gets big enough. Or like here in Wisconsin, I'll start squash, watermelon, and pumpkin in these and then gently transplant them into the ground. And I'll give them a lot of root growth. They come in all different sizes, shapes, and colors. So that's another option for you. Another way we start seeds here is in these little trays that you can purchase at the store for, I think it's like under $1 for 36 of them. And you don't have to have the big black trays here to put them in. You can use really whatever you have. This was the bottom of what roasted chicken came in from the store. Works very well. You can get 2 trays in there, and that's one option you have. People do throw these out as well. They're a couple of dollars a piece, and you can reuse them year after year. That's another option. Another thing you can do is save those paper towel tubes and those toilet paper tubes, and you can make little planters out of those, as you see here. Now you can take them and cut them down in half and place them in a tray, because you're going to put potting soil in them, and you can start your seeds that way. And as you add water, it will moisten up, so when it's time to plant, you just take the whole thing and set it in the ground, and it will biodegrade on you. Now if you want a bigger pot, you can take 2 of these or 3 of them and put them together, cut them apart, put them together, and put staples around them, and then you can start your seeds that way too in a styrofoam tray or a plastic tray, and then slide them right in the ground come time for transplant. You also have these biodegradable pots as well. Those also work well, and you can buy those in bulk at your local home and garden center. So you can save those paper towel tubes. That's a good way to start a lot of root vegetables. Like if you want to get a jump start on some rutabagas, that's a way to do it. Or just any general seed, you can start, and that's biodegradable. Works well in the garden. Another thing is eggshells. You want to take the top off your egg carton, put that in the recycling bin or the compost bin, and you can use eggshells as a little portable starting tray. Now, my recommendations on this is, if you're going to start like tomatoes in February and you're not going to put them out till May, this is not the way to go. If you're going to start something small and get a week or 2 start germination and then set them in the ground, this is a good application. You want to take your eggshell and you want to puncture just a little hole in the bottom for a drain. The thumbtack works well, or a screwdriver, and then you'll fill it with soil, and you'll start whatever seed you're going to put in there, and it'll take a couple days to germinate, and then within 2 or 3 weeks I'd be putting this in the ground, because you want the roots to expand. That's got calcium in it, very good for your plant. And the eggshell tray works well for storing them for that short term as the seeds germinate. And to water any of these plants in any of these containers, I wouldn't recommend a full-size watering can, because that will typically want to blow the soil out. So a squirt bottle works very well for moistening the soil, or even a little kid's watering can. It holds just enough water, and it doesn't have a lot of pressure to blow the soil or the seed out of it. So that's another ideal as well when it comes to watering all your plants in the little trays. Bottom of a water jug or a milk gallon jug works well as also. You can start a lot of seeds in there. These 50 slot trays are excellent for starting onions, leeks, items like that. You get a lot in the tray at one time. You can slide it into your black tray so you can catch the water so it doesn't cover everything you have. The tops off of meat trays or pie cakes you buy at the store, you can take and set your paper towel tubes in it, or your black trays, your little starter sets in there. Also a good idea. When you've had them parties, birthday parties, New Year's Eve parties, whatever, save those red cups or those orange cups or whatever you got. Those make great starters for tomatoes. You can get these trays that people throw out every year, set them in there. You can get, what do I got, 10, 8, 10, 12 here. And it works very well for starting seeds. And then when it's time to go to the garden, you just pick the whole thing up and walk out. It's very sturdy. You're not balancing plants around in your hand. Works well also. And these trays here, people throw these out all the time as well. And you can set any of these items in the trays for multiple purposes here. So just some of the items that you can use around the house, and I know you've probably used some that we haven't come up with, so you can email us or Twitter us, and our addresses for those are at the end of the show. Coffee is a good pick-me-up for some people in the morning, but after you're done with that cup of coffee, don't just pour those coffee grains in the trash. There's many uses for them in the home and around the garden. From everything from exfoliating your skin and hair in the shower, to repelling ants, to deodorizing your freezer, to after giving your dog a bath, rubbing it through the hair to repel fleas. But in the garden, you can throw it in your compost bin, or you can directly put it in the garden before watering and mix in the soil. It has nitrogen in it, which is the basis for plant growth. Now, if you don't want to save your coffee grounds, you can go to your local coffee shop. Most places will be more than happy to give you a garbage bag full of coffee grounds for free. For more tips on what you can do with used coffee grounds, you can go to your favorite search engine and type in uses for old coffee grounds. And there's multiple pages with hundreds of ideas and tips to get rid of and repurpose your old coffee grounds. With just some items that you normally would throw out, you can make a nifty container to grow either lettuce or flowers to put outside your home. You just need some basic items here. A top off a veggie tray or a meat tray, the clear part, a part off of a round fan grate, and some cocoa liner that you get off the hanging pots. You probably still got some of them buried in the garage or basement that you didn't throw out from last year. So you want to take your clear top from your meat tray or veggie tray and cut that lip off of the type that snaps on the bottom there. So you want to cut it to where the fan grate sits firmly in the bottom of the tray there, so you don't have no extra pressure. So you want to cut that lip down and set your fan grate in the tray there. Then you want to take your cocoa liner and you want to pull it all apart, because it normally will come out of the hanging pot like that. You want to pull it all apart, and you want to nest it down into that fan grate just like a hanging pot. If you need more, you can take more. If you need less, you can pull a little off of it. So you want to get it all nice and neat here. Then all it is really just add soil to it. Take your bucket of potting soil, and however much you think you need, or if you want to get it nice and firm in there, This would be good for lettuce because lettuce has very shallow roots. You can also put flowers in here. It's got that cocoa liner in there. And it's a really nifty little pot or container that you can put outside your home. And as you can see how much water you need or how much you've overwatered based by how much is in the clear tray. So just another way of repurposing some junk that you normally just throw in the dumpster. A seed box is an easy item to make to store and transport your seeds to and from the garden. We made ours because there just really wasn't anything on the market that worked for what we needed. All we took was a large box and took pieces of cardboard and cut down to make dividers inside the box to store our seeds in our little compartments. This stores our seeds that we saved in our pill bottles. We've got over here smaller compartments for our seeds in our little packets that we bought from the store and online. And with that, there's other items that you should put in your seed box that I highly recommend. Simple row markers or window blinds cut down to mark your rows front and back. A permanent marker to write on your row marker so you know what you planted. Also a soil tester to see how healthy the soil is in your garden. You've seen us use this before. Also a nifty little item that only costs a couple of dollars. It's an item that helps you plant the seeds more evenly. You simply put the seeds in the tray here and then you decide which hole your seeds will fit through, and you place the dial towards the trough, and the trough has little ripples in it, and you just shake it as you plant and it'll help more evenly distribute the seeds instead of just pinching them and pulling them down the row, and it's a lot less thinning and a lot less seeds wasted. This is one option you have when making a seed box. Another option is a smaller box. Holly's made this for the flowers that we plant, and we've got popsicle sticks for row markers to push in the container so we know what's growing. And it was just a simple box that we found in the attic, put a divider in to separate it, and she's got an X-Acto knife and a pin and all the flowers up front. Now if you just want to go a simple route and you just have a few seeds, an index card holder works quite well too. You can just take the seeds and place them inside the box, close it up, put it in the fridge or under the bed, and you're ready to go. So just a couple of ideas you can create yourself to better store your seeds when you're going to and from the garden. Fall's here and we're cleaning the garden up, and we found some volunteer beets. And beets are one of many vegetables that you grow in the garden that takes 2 years to produce seeds. So for a fun experiment, we're going to leave these in the ground over the winter, and we're going to see if we can get any seed production out of them next spring. A fun experiment you can try with your family and trying to save a few dollars on saving some seeds as well. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And as you can see, there's an endless opportunity of different items you can start seeds in. It really comes down to watering, sunlight, and a little TLC, and your garden will be stronger than ever before. And all the different items and ways you can use old coffee grounds. It's amazing, and I had no idea. For all of us here at the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener, I'm Joy Baird, reminding you, take a child gardening and start growing some memories.
The show never ends on our Facebook page. Keyword Wisconsin Vegetable Gardeners. Like the page and continue the discussion there. You can now follow us on Twitter, see what we're up to and what we're doing at the garden. The address, the W-I Veg Gardener, G-A-R-D-E-N-R. You can email us at thewiveggardener@gmail.com with your questions, comments, or suggestions about the show.